Hello and welcome to the District 3 Championship edition of the Huddle's pregame show. I'm Keith Schweigert, he's Tim Gross, and we're getting you ready for a pair of title matchups this weekend in Hershey. First on Friday night, Manheim Central will go up against Harrisburg for the Class 5A crown, and then on Saturday, Wilson will take on Cumberland Valley for the 6A championship. Both games will start at 7 p.m. Tim, let's start with Central. The Barons are making their 20th district title game appearance and are seeking their 17th championship. But they haven't won one since 2009, and they're going to have their hands full this week with Harrisburg. The Cougars are the 5th seed, but they got a shot in the arm with a late season transfer of Penn State recruit Micah Parsons, who is playing like a man possessed on both sides of the ball. He had 3 touchdown runs in last week's 46-21 victory over top-seeded Governor Mifflin, and seemed to spend the whole game in the Mustangs' backfield. He's a defensive end for the Cougars and was there all day. Since Parsons has moved on to Harrisburg from Central Dauphin in late October, the Cougars have won 4 straight games and are outscoring opponents 162-52. Tim, what are the Barons going to have to do to slow down the Cougars on Friday night?
They're going to have to score first, and that's something that Manheim Central has done in each game this season, except for the one against Cedar Cliff a couple weeks ago where they were able to come back and win. Against this Harrisburg team, though, that might be a little too much to ask for if they don't get on the board quick, because Harrisburg can put up a lot of points really fast. And, of course, the best way to deal with an offense that's clicking as well as Harrisburg's is to keep it off the field. And, it's kind of up to the Barons to author those long drives where they just kind of eat up a lot of the clock and are able to score, and they've been pretty effective with that. I think a lot of it comes from Cody Kegerize, their quarterback. He's been able to really just be that kind of field general for them, where he's good with his legs and creating plays that way, and he's good with his arm and making passes and stuff like that. So that'll be something. It's really up to him to kind of create his own space and some plays where Micah Parsons will be after him for sure. So, if he can read that and kind of buy his team some more time to make some plays offensively, that'll be a big help.
Okay, well, thank you, Tim. And now let's move on to Saturday's 6A championship between Wilson and Cumberland Valley. This will be the 13th time that these two teams have met in the district playoffs and the 3rd time in the championship game. CV is 7-5 overall against the Bulldogs, but they are 0-2 against Wilson in the finals. What can you tell us about Cumberland Valley, and how do you think they're going to match up with Wilson this year?
Well, Cumberland Valley is obviously very good. They beat Central Dauphin, the top seed in the tournament, twice this season, and of course, you know how tough it is to go and beat the same team twice in a season, and they did it at Central Dauphin last week. So that's got to be a big sign of what they're doing right now. And look at how Wilson stacked up against Central Dauphin. The Bulldogs really struggled against them. They lost 24-6. That was the first couple weeks of the season, but it still might be a good measuring stick for Wilson. Cumberland Valley, they do a lot on the ground. They had 6 running backs with touchdowns, or they had 6 receivers with touchdowns, and they're led by this Josiah Quigley, who he's run for 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns. So they're really good on the ground, and they can mix it up, open up some things with their wide receivers that way. And Wilson's one of the better teams in our area that's against the run. So that'll be the matchup to watch. Wilson just has to play Wilson football and kind of stick with what they've done so far this season and how they got so far. They're on a winning streak. So if they can, get on them early and score some points. Who knows? Could be a game in Wilson's favor.
Okay, should be interesting. Thank you, Tim. Remember to visit Lancaster Online for more information about this weekend's championship matchups and to follow along on social media for updates from both games. For Tim Gross, I'm Keith Schweigert. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.